welcome back to this channel where we spread love and positive vibes. Thank you so much to the new subscribers and the returning subscribers. I really value you and thank you for supporting us. Thank you for liking our videos and subscribing and even commenting and actually congratulating me. I don't take it for granted. Thank you so much. Today we are going to go direct to something great that is happening in Jamaica. Did you know that for the first time, Jamaica is about to become a republic? What does that mean? I want to first give you a brief history of the colonization of Jamaica. The first people to arrive in Jamaica were the Taino people. And therefore, when they arrived in Jamaica, they started doing their activities, doing artwork, cultivating maize and all the crops that were being grown that time. And therefore, they were very busy with their day-to-day activities, and they never knew there is an enemy coming to scatter them, coming to wipe them, coming to completely finish them. And within no time, the Spanish came and actually fought the Tainos until they completely wiped them out. After that, the Spanish government were found by the British government, or rather the British people. They came to Jamaica and they overpowered the Spanish government, and it was forced to come out of Jamaica, and finally Jamaica was colonized by the British people. Under the British colonial rule, the Jamaicans that time, maybe there were no black Jamaicans at that time, because the British colony, or the British what can we call them? Colonizers actually went and captured people from West Africa and brought them to Jamaica to work in their sugar plantations and to do their work. And therefore these slaves are the ones that later fought the British government as the Maroon people and overpowered them, and there was a treaty that was signed and Jamaica became independent later. Therefore in 1962, Jamaica attained its independence. But there was something that still kept Jamaica under the British rule. Though they had attained independence, they were supposed to have their own parliament, their own prime minister, like now they have their own nurse as their prime minister, but still the monarch had power over Jamaica, and it is actually the head of state even up to today. King Charles of Britain is actually the head of state of Jamaica. And the government of Jamaica sat down and decided, why don't we be free from the monarch so that we can be a republic? Being a republic is after the processes have gone through and Jamaica stops to be under the monarch and becomes a republic. And this process has already started. Those are the good news to the Jamaican people. And this process is actually going to take a bit of time, because it is supposed to go through a referendum, and then it is supposed to go through parliament, and 2/3 of Jamaican parliament must pass this bill for it to be enacted as law and for the monarch to actually release Jamaica to become a republic. When this process has not been done, then Jamaica remains under the headship of monarch. And therefore this is the story that I have for today, that already the Parliament of Jamaica and the government of Jamaica have already proposed a bill to be free from the control of King Charles. And therefore, if this bill succeeds, going through all the processes it's supposed to go through, then Jamaica becomes a republic. This might be good news. Actually, according to what I saw in the comment section where this information was, I found that some people are very, very happy to be a republic, Jamaica to become a republic, while others have their doubt on Jamaica being independent. Let us use the word independent, though Jamaica is an independent country, but under the headship of monarch. And therefore, many people who actually were happy were saying the following. One, they were saying there will be a free country, an independent country, a republic, where they are supposed to manage their own shenanigans, their own money, their own, all the things that a country is supposed to manage. And therefore, they were saying we will be free. I don't know whether Jamaica is supposed to give the UK money, the monarch money, but somewhere around the comments, I saw Jamaicans saying they are sometimes asked to support the government of UK in some cases when there is disaster in their run. And some Jamaicans were actually saying they don't receive any aid from the monarch or the government of UK. Maybe you can comment in the comment section below whether this is true or not. I'm just giving the suggestion and the reasons people were giving for actually celebrating the fact that Jamaica will become a republic. Others were not happy about it and they were giving their own reasons. I saw one of them saying, if Jamaica becomes independent, the current leadership of Jamaica might not manage the country well, and they are actually the ones that are pushing the monarch to go so that they can continue being corrupt and they can continue mismanaging the country. I'm not the one who has said, I'm just giving the suggestions or rather the comments of the Jamaican people. And therefore this particular Jamaican is fearing that maybe the government is pushing this bill so that they can continue with what they are doing wrong and the country goes down economically and it goes to the drains. So this is the concern of this Jamaican. While another one was saying, if Jamaican is not under the monarch, then they will not be getting the aids. I don't know whether Jamaica gets the aids from the monarch. They will not be getting the aids and therefore they will not be able to do the projects that they do in Jamaica. Later on, I'm going to tell you a country that has actually gone free out of the control of the colonial masters and they are doing very well. But let me first highlight the concerns of the people of Jamaica and I'm going to answer them that these concerns are not they might not happen the way they are thinking because this particular country is growing the economy so well when they are a republic. And therefore to some Jamaicans who are fearing the government might be pushing this for their own gain. Others were saying it's not a priority right now in Jamaica for the country to be free from King Charles because there are so many great priorities that the Jamaican people would want to happen rather than going for the country to be a republic. And they were citing some of the things like poverty, lack of employment. There are serious problems in Jamaica that needs attention rather than being concerned about Jamaica becoming a republic. Those are the concerns of the people of Jamaica. And others were saying the UK government has been a very close friend to Jamaica and they wouldn't want this friendship to cease. So there are so many reasons Jamaicans are giving for them being adamant for the UK to actually come out of Jamaica and Jamaica to become a republic. While others are saying it will be slightly hard to actually get a visa to go to UK after the monarch is removed in Jamaica. On the other hand, there are people who are saying we are under the monarch right now and if we want to go to Jamaica, we have to have a visa. And if the monarch is the head, or King Charles is the head of Jamaica, why don't we go visa-free in UK? So that is also a comment I saw and a concern of the people of Jamaica. So the people of Jamaica are saying, if at all the monarch is actually the head of state in our country, then they should give us the liberty of going to United Kingdom without requiring a visa. And therefore, the person who was talking about the visa would be so hard to get, another person replied and said, we go through the visa process just like any other person who is not under the headship of monarch. In other words, it doesn't make a difference whether you are under the headship of monarch or you are not when it comes to the visa. So those are some of the comments I was seeing the people of Jamaica highlighting. Then I saw other people saying it's good they come out of Jamaica so that we can be able to manage our money without surrendering some money to the government in UK. I don't know whether Jamaica government surrenders some money to the UK government for the monarch being the head of state of Jamaica. That one I don't know. But I saw such a comment from someone. So there were people who loved the idea of Jamaica becoming a republic, and there are people who didn't like the idea for their own reasons. First of all, they were saying it's not a priority. Second, they are fearing the economy of Jamaica will go down. Thirdly, they are fearing the government of Jamaica might not be able to manage the country well, and therefore it can be ruined. Actually, I saw somebody saying, if will Jamaica manage itself after independence? So actually it was phrased this way. If Jamaica becomes independent, can it actually control or manage the independent? So this was a concern of Jamaican people, and I want to highlight one of the countries that was able to free itself from the control, I think, of monarch. I don't know whether they were under the British colonialism, but I tend to think so. The Barbados. The Barbados is a country that recently freed itself. Actually, it is actually the recent one to be out of control of the monarch in 2021. And according to the economy of Barbados, after freeing themselves from the control of the colonial masters or being the head of their state, in 2023, Barbados had its highest economy ever than before. And it was considered, it was actually 6.4 billion. And it was literally labeled as a high income country. So after Barbados was freed from headship of the monarch, its economy grew at a very, very high rate, and it is actually considered a high economy country or a high income. Actually, it is a high income country. And that means even Jamaica can actually be free from the monarch control and still manage its economy, manage its resources, manage its agriculture, manage its minerals, manage its tourism, and actually grow to be a high income country just like Barbados. So it's, I would say the Jamaicans are fearing that the economy of the country may go down. Barbados is a very, very good example. After attaining their independence in 2021, or rather after relieving itself from the control of the monarch in 2021, its economy has grown at a very, very high rate by 6.4 billion, and it is now considered a high income country. Jamaica has a lot of resources, and therefore I tend to think if Jamaica becomes a republic, to control its own resources, to manage its own resources. I'm not saying that the monarch was controlling Jamaica in any way, because I think the work of the monarch was just to oversee. It was not interfering, according to my thoughts. If I am wrong, you can correct me. It was not interfering with the management, with the resources, with the control of what is in Jamaica. But if I am wrong, you can actually correct me. And therefore, I would tend to think, after Jamaica becomes a republic, they can now be able to make their own decisions. They can be able to actually decide what to do with their minerals, what to do with their agriculture, what to do with their tourism industry, and what to do to grow their economy without necessarily reporting to the monarch, without necessarily seeking permission from monarch, because if the monarch is the head of state, I'm sure for Jamaica to do some of the things, they have to ask for permission from the monarch, they have to be allowed by the monarch, they have to inform the monarch. But I tend to think after it becomes a republic, they have their own liberty to make their own decisions, to manage their own economy, to manage their own resources, to manage their own agriculture, and all what is in Jamaica. And therefore, with the right leadership, Jamaica can go to the next level. So it's a very big step that Jamaican has taken, just like Barbados, to actually become a republic under its own leaders, controlling their own country, managing their own country without interference from the outside. And therefore, maybe it's a good thing for Jamaica, actually, to answer the people that have fear on that. With the right kind of leadership, I think this is a great step for Jamaica to take, so that they can be able to manage themselves and make their decisions without necessarily informing other parties about the decisions they have made for their own country. So I don't think there is any fear to worry, or rather to worry about what is happening or the economy of Jamaica or what the people are worried about. Because I tend to think people like Michael Mandry, if he had the liberation, if he had the right to make decisions without interference, he would have taken Jamaica to a very, very great level. Because right now, the people of Jamaica remember Michael Mandry for making healthcare free, for making education free, for actually cushioning on the salaries of Jamaica. Right now, the Jamaicans are complaining of low salaries and a high cost of living. With the right leadership and with the right decisions, Jamaica can do very, very well, because it has all what it takes. If Michael Mandry had managed to take Jamaica to the next level, then with the right leadership, Jamaica can go to a very, very high level after becoming a republic. So that is my take on that. If you have any comment on the topic above, you can kindly put it in the comment section below, so that we can learn about Jamaica, we can learn about being under the control of monarch and not being under the control of monarch. Thank you very much once again for watching me. See you during the next video. Bye bye and God bless.
Shooting, you know.